the Twin Cities Action Center. News 11, your new choice for news. With Kevin McDowell, Joan Steffen, Randy Shaver on sports, and meteorologist Barry Finn.
Beirut this morning, a strange scene as Americans held hostage say goodbye to their captors with handshakes, smiles, and hugs. Good evening, everybody. A bizarre day in Beirut tops tonight's News 11.
It began with high hopes that the 39 hostages would be free today, but that didn't happen.
The hostages were set to be bused to Syria, where they were supposed to be released. They waited for hours at a public school in Beirut. All of their bags were packed. They were ready for their flight to freedom. Former Thief River Falls native Stuart Dahl was among those waiting, talking about how this group of captors saved their lives.
And we thought that we were done for, but they treated us real kind. They brought us to a safe place and fed us. And for a while, the terror was over anyway, and we all agreed that we were probably better off. I think the Amal militia really saved our lives by pulling us off there, because they probably would have just continued on with the killings, you know.
I feel that things are really looking good, and we're just happy that there has been some kind of agreement made that our release is coming soon.
They took us off, you know. I thought anyway, that was the end right then and there. But then once we got back to where they had us, you know, they said, it's okay, you're safe now. So we started getting hooped right there.
And the Red Cross ordered a head count of all the hostages, a roll call. And there were other signs that the 16-day-long crisis was about to end. Dale?
Joan, those signs were at the Beirut airport where the hostage drama began. The TWA jet where the hijacking took place was refueled. The engines were restarted several times throughout the day, as if the plane was being ready to fly the hostages instead of bus them to Syria. But the deal to free the captives fell apart, and negotiations continue tonight to patch up some kind of deal. The White House believes Syrian President Assad held up the release. He did so because he learned these 4 Americans being held captive by a separate radical group would not be released with the other hostages. Others say the deal fell apart because of President Reagan's hardline stand taken in Chicago yesterday was seen as a threat by some of the terrorists. Today, in his regular radio address, Mr. Reagan would say only this.
My fellow Americans, we continue to work for the release of the American hostages held in Lebanon.
The official word from the White House tonight is that there is still hope the hostages could be free as soon as tomorrow.
If that does happen, it will come as a welcome relief to the families of the captives. In Algonquin, Illinois, the family of George Lazansky prayed for his freedom. In Hutchinson, Kansas, the father of one hostage says he is only frustrated.
You're just frustrated. You can't tell exactly why. It's just, in other words, it didn't happen, and we thought it was going to happen. I'm in Hutchinson, Kansas. It's much easier here than being over there where they are. And the feel of getting ready to go home real quick and then all of a sudden get turned off. It's kind of a cat and mouse game.
And some families headed straight for the airport, bought tickets, and got ready to go overseas to meet the captives. Well, the events in Beirut are being watched carefully by Minnesota Senator David Durenberger. Durenberger is the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. In the Twin Cities today, the senator said the Reagan administration has to convince the Shiites there will be no military reprisals nor any political backlash from Washington. NBC News will present a special report on today's developments at 10:30.
In other news, bargaining continues tonight to avert a possible strike by some workers for the state of Minnesota. 31,000 employees, including state patrol officers, have been involved in the negotiations. 6 of the unions have tentatively agreed on contracts, but 10 more are still negotiating. Those contracts run out in 2 hours, but so far no intent to strike notices have been filed. And union workers fighting a wage cutback at the Hormel plant in Austin are rallying tonight. Over 1,000 people are at the rally, which features speakers from Pittsburgh Steel Workers Union and the St. Paul United Auto Workers Union. Contract negotiations between the union and Hormel open on Monday. Stubborn grass fires had 2 fire departments on their toes today. Firefighters in Inver Grove Heights were called in late this afternoon, where the fire had spread along some railroad tracks. The smoky fire was endangering some railroad tanker cars, so they were moved out of the way. But firefighters were the fires were brought under control, and there were no injuries.
Firefighters weren't the only busy ones today. So were construction workers. At the junction of Highways 12 and 100, there was 1 lane of traffic moving today in each direction. This tangle is all part of the project to turn Highway 12 into the I-394 freeway. Two-lane traffic going north and south should be restored by tomorrow. A similarly snarled scene today along another stretch of Highway 100. Cranes were the problem at 100 and Excelsior Boulevard. The entrance ramp there was blocked off as construction continued on that big interchange by Byerly's. The ramp will be open tomorrow and traffic should be back to normal. But things are anything but normal in Shakopee these days, thanks to Canterbury Downs. This is the new racetrack's first weekend in business, and it is keeping things happily hectic for nearby businesses. Dennis Stoffer has that story.
32, 9, and 10. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Along with trifecta and furlong, there's another new term going around Shakopee these days, the track rush.
Every restaurant, every bar in town after the track closes is full to capacity.
Doubters need only try to find a seat.
The sign here at Wampak says, "Come as you are." We take that to mean both winners and losers. But the sure winners so far are Shakopee merchants.
Hotel guests like the Coles and the Larsons have a room only because they made reservations ahead. They checked in this morning but won't get their room until they come back from the track.
The other ones aren't out of bed yet.
The people at the track yesterday.
Right.
This whole town is caught up in the excitement of horse racing and the dollars they know come with it, not to mention the traffic.
We expected people would be coming in, but not as often as they're doing already in the first 3 days.
Merchants here are so excited they feel like they've won the daily double their very first time at the track. Dennis Stoffer, News 11, Shakopee.
And thousands of people headed not to the track, but to the beach this afternoon to raise money for the March of Dimes. But this beach was in the middle of downtown Minneapolis. Nearly 1 million pounds of sand was dumped on 5th Street to create an urban oasis. There was volleyball and some beach sailboarding and even a tan line contest. Those attending the downtown beach party donated $1 at the door for the March of Dimes. They hope to raise about $10,000 from this sandy affair. And there was fun in the sun to be found in Minnetonka. That community is hosting its annual summer festival, and you can see there's a little something for everybody. For today, kids could chomp on all the cotton candy they wanted. There was water activities aplenty and all kinds of things to slide through a sunny Saturday. It looks like a lot of fun.
And just ahead, unraveling the life of Joseph Mengele.
And we'll try to unravel the weekend forecast for you.
And a unique fundraiser in Forest Lake.
Oh, nice. It's $100 from Shirley and Dave Winnick. All right. Thank you.
We've won the race, Mr. Red, to mattress liquidators.
While America sleeps. Aim high. Air Force.
A trust fund has been set up to help the victims of a house fire in Prior Lake. That smoky fire claimed the life of 4-year-old Jennifer Gardner. She died last evening at a local hospital. The family also lost all of their belongings. Anyone who can contribute to the fund for the family is asked to send donations to First Bank Lakeville. The address is Box 458 Lakeville, zip code 55044.
And topping Datelines tonight, a Florida man is charged with killing his 3-year-old daughter. The body of Joy Griffith was carried from a hospital today, and she had been in an irreversible coma since last fall. Her father, Charles, visited her last night, then shot her, apparently in despair over her condition. Joy was injured when her head became caught in a recliner chair. The lack of oxygen damaged her brain. In West Germany, 2 magazines have printed articles detailing how Dr. Joseph Mengele lived the final years of his life. Those details come from Mengele's son, Rolf, who has retraced the steps of his notorious father's life. When Rolf first met Mengele at a Swiss resort, he thought Mengele was his uncle, but later learned the truth. Mengele sent thousands of Jews to their deaths at Auschwitz and performed medical experiments on many others. A Supreme Court decision has veterans groups up in arms. The High Court ruled in favor of a Civil War days law prohibiting any veteran from paying an attorney more than $10 to challenge the government. Vets groups say that law is out of date and the court is out of line.
Barry Finn is here now with the weather and hopefully some more details of what sounded earlier like a wonderful 4th of July forecast.
I know, I'm really going out on the limb, putting my neck in the proverbial noose, but I'll stay with what I said earlier.
You'll do it anyway.
Yeah, why not? What the heck? We had a nice day today, finally getting rid of a lot of those clouds and that cool, damp, grungy type of weather. It looks like things are going to be bright for the next several days. Take a look at what we had today with a high of 76 with all that sunshine. Overnight low was 53, no moisture at all. Sun will rise tomorrow morning at 5:29 and set tomorrow evening at 9:04. Out at the airport right now, it's mostly cloudy. The temperature standing at 70, winds are out in the north at 13, and the dew point 57, humidity 63%, pressure 30.20. Take a look at the view from space, and you can see that a lot of clear skies just to our west. Notice this line right here, though. Some heavier thunderstorms formed along that line earlier this evening. In fact, Madison, Wisconsin had wind gusts of about 45 miles per hour and 1 inch of rain in 40 minutes. This line continues to move the wrong way. As we all know, systems are supposed to move west to east. This one's going the other way. So is this storm over here over the northeast. Everything is just kind of crazy, but it's all going to get back into the right shape by tomorrow, and finally things will start moving back again. Now, speaking of moving back again, the jet stream has not been where it's supposed to be. You can see it coming in now right over my head here, and it should be up to the north. Well, it's been taking this big dip down toward the south, and you can see it trying to make a little bit of an advance northward, a little bulge starting to show up. But a big pocket of cold air in the upper atmosphere has been triggering all the nasty cool weather we've experienced for the last several days. That pocket, however, is moving off to the northwest the wrong way, but who cares? As long as it goes, that's going to be good news for us because we are going to get back into some nice weather. By tomorrow, the surface map will show 2 areas of high pressure up to our north, ridging in, bringing sunshine, a return of more sunshine as we go through the next several days, along with an increase in temperatures. Now, we'll take a look at the jet stream by the middle of the week. And here comes the bulge I was talking about. Look at it working its way toward 11 country. And if you can see right here, hot. Temperatures in the hundreds, 110s. We're not going to get quite that hot, but expect that by mid to late week, some of that warm air is going to work into 11 country. The cool air staying off over the Ohio Valley in the northeast. But if you have been waiting for your bathing suits and the beach blankets and the suntan lotion and the sun glasses, get them ready because we'll talk about when you're going to need them right after this. Your sophomore weather fact there. If tomorrow seems to drag on forever, it's because it will. It's going to be longer than any day we've had in 2 years. That's because the atomic clocks get adjusted by 1 second. That takes place in Boulder, Colorado, Washington, D.C. tomorrow at 7:59:59 Eastern Daylight Time. You're thrilled, right? I figured it. Let's get to the forecast because that is more thrilling and more exciting. For tonight, plenty of moonlight and starlight. Well, I tell you, it sounds like a great night to take a stroll with someone you love. Winds light and variable. Look at the temperatures, 54 to 57. Speaking about love, wait till you see the rest of this forecast. More sun than clouds tomorrow, a bit milder. Highs getting up to about 78 or 79. Sunshine on Monday, 83. Sunshine on Tuesday, 85. Wednesday, sunny and warmer, 88, maybe 90. And Thursday, hazy, hot, and humid, 92. I'll stick with it.
You're just trying to make
live or
friends,
die by it.
Let me get this straight. Now, tomorrow it's 7:59:59. We're supposed to set our clocks back 1 second, right, in order to
add 1 second on.
Add 1 second on.
Yeah, you have to add 1 second on at 7:59:59 Eastern Daylight Time.
What are you going to do with your extra second? I'm just curious.
I haven't decided yet. I've got a whole list of activities planned here. I don't know which one I'm going to pick.
All right. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Well, a picnic with a twist today at Theodore Wirth Park. This was a family picnic of sorts, a get-together for big brothers and big sisters, a day for sharing the family-like friendships that the youngsters have formed with the volunteers. Every week on News 11, we tell you about a youngster looking for such a special relationship, and today serves as a really good reminder that there's a lot of kids on the waiting lists.
And coming up, the Twins are going for number 3 tonight against the Sox.
And out at Canterbury Downs, the race was on tonight for $30,000. Randy Shaver has all the sports when we come right back. The skies over Brooklyn Center today were the setting for a celebration. Skydivers dotted the skies to mark an anniversary, a kind of flying greeting card, if you will. This is the 27th anniversary of Brooklyn Center's Little League baseball programs. And you'll be happy to know that today's game was not called on account of the rain of skydivers.
Poor Mike Smithson. So close.
I was doing my job. I wasn't jinxing him. I didn't write this lead in until I knew the no-hitter was going to be over.
You were pretty darn excited there for a while.
I was. Mike Smithson had a no-hitter through 6 2/3 innings tonight before the light hitting. And isn't it always those little guys that do it to you? Ozzie Guillen, the light hitting shortstop for the White Sox, breaks up his no-hitter with a hit to left center field. The Twins are holding on, though. They're in the 9th inning right now. 1-0 over Chicago. First of all, talk about being overdue. Dave Engel's last home run was July 23rd of last year. His last RBI was July 27th of last year. Well, tonight he homered and picked up the RBI. His solo shot is the difference in the game, 1-0 Twins. Smithson's no-hit bid was given a big boost in the 5th inning when Dave Meyer makes an outstanding catch in left field off the bat of Ozzie Guillen. The no-hitter's still intact. But in the bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, here's Guillen again. The base hit to left center, and the no-hitter is gone. In the 8th inning, moments ago, the Twins get a big double play. Tim Hewlett tries to bunt with Rudy Law on first. Dave Engel makes a super throw to second base. Greg Gagne to Tim Tuffle for the double play, and the Twins are holding on right now, 1-0 at Comiskey Park. They're going to need to win because California is beating Kansas City right now in the 9th inning 7-1. If the Twins win, they stay 8 games back. Oakland is leading Texas in the 8th 7-5. Other scores, Cleveland's at Seattle. They're leading 2-1 in the 3rd. Detroit beat Toronto today. Moose Haas lost his no-hitter in the 7th tonight, and the Milwaukee pitcher ended up with a 1-hitter to lead the Brewers to a win. And Baltimore clobbered Boston today 16-4. Eddie Murray started the hit parade for Baltimore in the 1st inning with his 2-run homer off Oil Can Boyd. It made it 4-zip. The Orioles had 19 hits today. Floyd Rayford had a big day. Here he sends a home run over the Green Monster, over the netting, and just about half of downtown Boston. It proved to be a long afternoon for the Red Sox fans. They could hardly stay awake. Final 16-4. Philadelphia beat Montreal in the National League today. Los Angeles over Atlanta 3-2. Houston over San Francisco. The Cubs are knotted up in the 13th inning. Try to make it 4 wins in a row. St. Louis leads the Mets in the 9th, and no score out at San Diego. A record day at the track, 17,458 at Canterbury Downs today, and they bet close to $9,100. The big race was the Minneapolis Stakes, which paid $20,100 to the winner, the largest purse yet. And here's the call at the stretch.
Top of the stretch, Mr. T's Tune takes over the lead. Bersid on the inside, Darkest Moon is next. There at the 8th pole, it's Mr. T's Tune by 3. Bersid in second, and Darkest Moon. Mr. T's Tune in front.
Mr. T's Tune, the winner of the Minneapolis Stakes, $30,000 the total purse, $900,000 bet today. Let's check the daily double. The winner of the first race, number 2, Socrates, and the second race winner was Heed the Pledge, number 3. It paid $12.40. 4 exactas at Canterbury today. In race number 4, it was number 2, Never the Law winning. Number 4, Storm Swift placing. It paid $11.60. In exacta race number 6, number 5, She's a Lucky Play was the winner. Number 3, Jubilee Jane placed. It paid $25.60. In the 8th race, number 6, Bold Polly was the winner. Number 2, Lil Preppy placed. It paid $104 on a $2 bet. And in the 10th race today, number 4, Smooth Shine was the winner. Number 2, Second Harvest placed, and it paid $113. At Wimbledon today, the unlucky number was 6. Both number 6 seeds lost today. Claudia Cold-Kilch to Joe During in women's play, and Pat Cash lost to Ricardo Acuna. Acuna in the near court played superb tennis. Watch him score in the smash at the net. He's ranked 133 in the world, but he beat number 6 Pat Cash in 5 sets today, 7-6, 6-3, 3-6, 6-7, 6-4 to advance, and here is an ace that ended the match. The rest of the top men's seeds and women's seeds advanced today, although Yvonne Lendl had a really tough day. Now, he struggled over 2 days of rain delays to finally beat Mike Leach. He didn't like that call right there. He finally won it 6-3, 1-6, 6-2, 6-7, 6-4. Lendl advances, and we'll have more action here on Channel 11 tomorrow. A Texas golfer has a second-round lead of the Tate Mark Golf Tournament. Mike Zinni of La Vesta, Texas, is sitting at 6 under par. Bob Olds out of Minnetonka shot his second straight 2 under par round today, but is sitting 2 strokes back, and yesterday's leader, Dave Tennis, is 3 back. Tennis out of White Bear Lake was tied for a while today at 3 under par for the lead, but had problems on the back 9, but he's only 3 shots back. Final round is set for tomorrow at the Southview Country Club in West St. Paul. The Twins are holding on. Top of the 9th, 1-0. We'll have an update for you hopefully in a little bit.
Good. Thank you very much, Randy. Coming up next, the pride of Forest Lake.
We'll show you how that community is banding together to back its own band. That story just ahead.
Community pride is alive and well in Forest Lake tonight. The community is getting in line behind its musical pride and joy, a marching band, and they're doing it with a radiothon. Amy Powell explains.
Forest Lake residents have truly jumped on the bandwagon. Many collected every cent they could to support the Forest Lake City Marching Band. The Radiothon is sponsored by local radio station WLKX-FM. During the afternoon, listeners were urged to stop by with their donations, and some of those who did were put on the air.
Yeah, I know most of the people who are members of the band, and I've heard them in numerous places around the state.
The all-volunteer, all-adult band has made numerous appearances and won several awards since its formation 4 years ago.
The average age is about 35, and when people see us on the street, they kind of forget that. They kind of see all the high school bands, and they somehow think, oh, I can't join them. It takes too much time. But somehow when we get together as a unit, it all comes together.
And the community evidently likes the way it comes together. During the first 3 hours of the Radiothon, more than $1,000 was raised. The marching band's next scheduled performance is on July 4th, right here in Forest Lake. And with this kind of community support, they're almost certain to be stepping with a little extra pride. Amy Powell, News 11 in Forest Lake.
And we just checked in with the radio station, and they have raised $2,886 and hope to hit their $3,000 goal by midnight.
And finally tonight, warm congratulations to a lady that we're very proud of here at News 11. News anchor Diana Pierce married local businessman Bill Delmonico. They were wed this afternoon in a small private ceremony at St. Martin's by the Lake Church in Minnetonka Beach. And tonight, Bill and Diana arrived for a reception in very high style via Sky 11. They are being joined in their celebration of marriage by dozens of friends and relatives, and all of us here at News 11 wish them the very best and many, many long and happy years of marriage. Congratulations.
I'll second that. And Randy Shaver says it's still 1 zip, bottom of the ninth. Warm and sunny tomorrow. That'll do it for us. Thank you very much for joining us.
Have a good night.
Good night.